Do you have a Minecraft world you constantly want to log back into and continue building? Today we do our first world tour and of course relax along the way. Welcome to the All I Never Did single player world, a place where we relax and learn how to become better Minecrafters. And it feels a bit odd that we have been playing in this world for well over 2 years, and I still feel like I'm just getting started. But today it's episode 50. And it's time for a world tour. I brought some books here to help us remember some of the things we've done through this series. This is the things we've learned. I haven't written too much in this lately because I don't feel I get as surprised nowadays by, random knowledge. And I also brought the musical themes book. So what you're hearing right now is the spawn area theme, which I call the magical chicken forest because of all the chickens that we saw the first time we spawned in. The main theme here that is played during the intro is the only music that was written before I started to make this series. I composed it some months before, I think, and I just thought it was the perfect fit. But the spawn area theme, the night theme, and the cave theme, all those three was composed to the first episode. So I think that video was about 1 or 2 months in the works before it was ready. This memorial we made just last episode, finally, to commemorate the first time we spawned in, and also to kind of tie it to the lore of this spawn area. But the first thing I actually built was an AFK fish farm. I was playing on the Comicraft server at the time, and I built one of those over there, and I thought that was so modern and progressive. I was one of the least redstone savvy people on the server, and I thought I want to learn that. So starting in this world, it is perfect to make a kind of modern build, quote unquote. This is the old type of AFK fish farms. So you have a note block and an iron trapdoor, and if I remember correctly, these tripwires are connected to a clock up here. These timings are very sensitive. Nowadays the AFK fish farms are much easier to build. I also have a clock here, which makes the dropper spit out the items, and they go into the water stream there. It's actually turning night here, so I guess the music is changing now for you. So the items go down this water stream and into the first house that sorts items, the fish house. So these 4 fish items get sorted first. And this is something I want to change but haven't done yet. The water stream goes into hoppers and then to a dropper here. Eventually I wanted the water stream to go through the house, but every time I tried it the items got stuck inside of the hoppers. But I think I know how to do it now. So up to we change this, we have another clock here that makes the dropper over there spit out the items into where the water stream continues. So I'll show you the rest of this in a bit, but since it's nighttime, let's go check out the wool farm, because that's nice at night, and hopefully there's not too many bad guys here. I think we are fine. So up here we have... Oh, there's a parrot there. Trying to play with the sheep, I think. The sheep farm, it's the mechanics that was introduced in the Village and Pillage update, where you can automatically shear sheep using dispensers with shears inside. So if you push this button, all the sheep gets sheared. If you flick this lever, you also get a bit of a fireworks show. Pretty nice, huh? But let's sleep away the night. We can go into this house. I will tell you more about this later, but for now, let's just be a little rude to one of the villagers here and use their bed. Okay, so we're back at the water stream here, and what you just heard was a note block indicating that there are items coming up. Let's look at the slime block launcher in action. Whoop, there they go. And they go into this house, which is the treasures and junk house, which originally sorted all the AFK fish farm loot. And later, as I added more farms to the water streams, it also includes other stuff like cactus. So if we go back to the launcher here, you hear there are more items coming up. And this is from a mob farm that we have underground. So we've heard the spawn area theme, the night theme. The next was the cave theme, rattling bones. And that haven't played for a while, I think, because I rarely go caving nowadays. It's only when we need to light up an area to improve of mob spawning rates. But the very first night of the very first episode, we went in here. And I think what we'll do, we'll kind of pretend that this cave is unlit and unexplored, and you'll hear the exciting music. These signs actually really helped me to know where I had been, where I had mined the goods out. I so easily get lost. I'm already lost. Where is the exit? Yeah, here we go. And I think I also... yeah, I had signs for the slime farm before we actually made it for real. This world, by the way, is completely vanilla. I haven't added anything, not even Optifine. And if we look at the settings, you can see it's locked to hard mode, so I never go into creative or anything like that. I haven't invited a camera account to this world, because I like to preserve the mystery, that I don't know what is to be expected around the corner. The seed is also random, so I didn't want to know anything about the world before we spawned in. Wait a minute, where are we going? Yes, that's right. The slime chunks, I also found them by chance, and then kind of tried out different chunks, and that way saw which chunk they actually spawned in. So I didn't use an external software or anything like that. And I haven't looked at this world in an external program either. So we just explore it together, and we bring maps so we can see where we have been. And I try to explore it slowly, so we always have new areas for new updates. This is the latest exploration, where we found the bees. And here's one of the pets, Skalman. Hi man! And since we're here, let me show you the trophy room. Here I'm adding in stuff as we progress. And since we are inside now, let me give you a little house tour. Here's very empty. I really need to do a proper interior episode soon. This bed is a bed I found in an igloo. The first couple of nights was kind of tough because we couldn't find any sheep. So I was so happy when I found this bed. Later I realized there were sheep just on the other side of this mountain. If we go downstairs again, we have a map over the spawn chunks. It's marked out through this line. It's a line of concrete going under a bit under the sea level. We are here now, and up here was the wool farm. And here is the new memorial egg water feature. This is the first little brewing setup. This was also found in the same igloo. And here for combining books with items. So I've sorted it with, you know, books for the boots, Frostwalker and Depth Strider. No feather falling, I notice. I actually don't have an enchanting room. Maybe we'll build one in the end, because now we actually have an Enderman farm. Let's maybe talk about this building now. This is an old-schooled wheat farm, and because they are kind of slow nowadays, there are 3 villagers instead of just 1 that I originally had. They all 3 have the wheat trade, so I can trade with them as well. I bred up some bees here, because eventually I will make some sort of honey farm and honeycomb farm. But right now these bees are just decorative, ambient mobs here. And we have one up here as well, which I think flew up there as a baby, and it grew up and couldn't fit through the gap anymore, so it's stuck up there. But seeing it from the outside looks really nice actually. And I also brought the parrot in here, because when they are close to other mobs, they fly around much more. Other parrot you can see around the spawn area just sit tight on the ground. Very boring. But the bees actually help a little to make the crops grow a little faster. So we go outside and down into the cow farm, which I haven't used for a long time. We just have 2 of them left here. It's Myros and come here. There we go. Örsvart. So how this works originally was you flush them here using the water stream, and then also with this water stream push them this way, so you can stand here and slay away, and all the loot got collected here and ended up in this chest. And here is the wheat from the villagers. It's actually completely full. That's great to see. I think actually they throw bread at each other, and those also end up in here. Stack of hay bales, not bad. maybe we can go in here. So I'll show you how it looks in here. Small item filter. And up here we can see the minecart going round under the farm, picking up all the wheat and the seeds. And the kelp. I forgot to show you that. It's kelp as well. So the seeds gets collected here in this hopper and goes down into a composter. There you see it, which makes bone meal. Not super fast, but this is very convenient to have a little storage here. The kelp end up in this chest, and the seeds I just place in here manually. So the kelp farm is nothing special, but the kelp drop down into the wheat field and gets collected together with it. And perfect timing! This is an ocelot-powered chicken farm. We have a chicken hatcher up there, and the baby chickens fall slowly through the cobwebs, and when they get to this point, they grow up into adults, and they fall down here, and the ocelots take care of them. As you can see, it's just lying on the floor right now, and that's because I haven't really sorted things out down here. But we can turn on a minecart here as well, that will go round and pick the meat and feathers up and leave it in these two hoppers. But right now it just ends up in this double chests, and that fills up kind of quickly. I'm thinking of making this place look a little nicer, first and foremost, and then have a bigger storage area and villagers that can trade feathers and meat. I think it's the Fletcher and also the Butcher. This villager, by the way, is an outcast villager that was in the wheat farm earlier, but he hasn't got the wheat trade, so I didn't want him. But he has survived so far. Okay, let's see now if we can see the baby grow up in real time here. Here we go. There it's an adult. And now it's dead. Alright, so let's leave the spawn area for a bit to change up the music. And the next theme is the cold taiga theme, the snow-covered pines. So let's head over to the ice farm. Round about here is where we got our first little bit of knowledge in the Things We've Learned book. There is a biome called Cold Beach. I didn't know that. And this was back in Java version 1.12. Is it still called Cold Beach? Snowy Beach. Okay, I guess they changed the name. There's a bit of knowledge for the book. But yeah, the first time we went here, it started snowing, and it was so beautiful. And that is what inspired the music you hear right now. This road, though, we built later. So this is the snow farm area. We built a house here just to have something cozy. Oh, the Christmas tree is still here. Yeah, that never looked very good. And the llamas have their Christmas clothes. Let's change that out for something more that is not tied to a specific season. That looks nice. I think why it looks like this is because I was interrupted in the middle of a ice session. Let's just finish it up here so it looks like it should. So as you can see, the ice farm is very manual, but that is often how I like it. So you run down here to the different platforms and mine away. And there's always water in the middle here, because ice cannot be created when you have something between the sky and the water source. So when you have run down all these platforms, you have quite a bit of ice actually. And then you go into a boat elevator, like so. Whew. And you go here, the boats get broken automatically. Ow, ow. And did we miss it? It's supposed to go back through this water stream down to where we took the boat, so we only need one. Did it get stuck somehow? Let me just quickly check. Yeah, it's still there. It was just too fast for us. Let's see if we can catch it this time. I can't see it. It's too fast. Mechanics have changed quite a bit since we built this. I think I only have one boat in here. Oh, I picked it up. Okay, there it went. You saw it, right? Before I fell down graciously. Alright. So you come back this way, and you can put the ice away in these barrels. Here we have packed ice and blue ice. If we decide to do a project with a lot of blue ice, I think I'll just mine down one of the blue icebergs we have in the world. And here is my favorite pet, Fjellis. He's supposed to go here by himself and get berries, but I don't think he'll ever done that. But he'll always get a treat from me. There you go, buddy. We have a small snow farm here. You just aim at the snow layer there, and it gets picked up by the minecart and end up in the chest there. But mostly this building is just decorative. A nice place to sit down and relax. And sometimes Fjellis comes as well and joins me. Up here is the little bedroom, an attic bedroom, and you can jump down here without taking any fall damage because it's a slime block underneath the carpet. So I've tried to collect the kind of wintry animals here. The snowy fox, white llamas and polar bears. We also have bunnies. They are stashed away here right now because the fox got out always and tried to eat them. And this road will eventually connect all the way to the egg water feature back in the spawn area. The next music theme is... Nice chicken. The Nether theme. Crying babies in hell. So let's go in there. Here we have our 4 guards. The light knights and the dark knights. I think they're called grisis. Kind of like piggy in Swedish. And this room was the first I constructed. The roof I made later. I'm not sure if I really like it anymore, but we have a nice view over a huge lava lake. I've tried to decorate it with these nether trees. In the next update we will get much more interesting landscapes in the nether, but up until then we have been forced to do it ourselves. If we go through the portal here again, this is the newer section. We have Den onde Dr. Fläskkotlett, the evil Dr. Porkchop here, which we only ride for special occasions. We might do that later. For the entrance on these sides I have rails, and I haven't had a single mob walk in here so far, so this seems to really be working. And out here is one of my landscape projects, Fields of Netherwart. We have these trees again, and there I tried a larger version. Ghasts have been blowing the leaves up, so it doesn't look as good as it once did. Let's shower ourselves with a speed potion and go over to the Blaze Farm. Here we go. I have big plans for this area, but so far the only thing that we have built is this Blaze Farm, which you have to crouch inside of. Blazes are about the same height as the player, so I experimented with different heights here so that we didn't have to crouch, but they could always spawn if we didn't have to crouch. So this was the only possibility I could come up with, to have a farm without redstone. And it's a decent farm. And since we are here, we should take the opportunity to go up on the nether ceiling. I transported 2 zombie villagers up here, and then a zombie, or lots of zombies because they kept on dying. That's a pretty funny episode. And as you notice, the music has stopped, but we should start to hear some note block sounds. This is a very recent addition. We could start with that actually, so we have some music while we check the farms out. Hello, how did you get there? I still haven't eliminated all the spawning spots, it seems. I think they can spawn on the repeaters actually. So back there is a bamboo farm, and every time it grows a certain length, it triggers one of these sections of note blocks and plays a chord. In here we have the wind chime. I think it's very enjoyable to listen to. And here is the drums section. How did you do this? We turn it on like that. Oh, a chord. Another chord. And if you want to get really groovy, you turn this on. Whew. Oh, another chord. But we'll have the drums turned off, I think. And go and check out the combined iron and gold farm. So I've started a village here. And the villagers, with the help of gossip and panic, create iron golems. There you see they are fighting the pigmen. The pigmen spawns naturally, of course, when we go a few blocks away. The iron part of the farm is really good actually, and the gold farm is okay. I can't remember if... yeah, I've recently cleared this out, but the rates to me are really good. They are enough, at least. So we have a minecart going under their house, picking up drops. Sometimes the golems spawn on the roof, but I've opened up in some places, so it jumps down and starts fighting. We can also trade with the villagers when we're here. Trade for redstone mostly, and they sell glowstone, of course, even if the trades are pretty bad if you compare to how they were before the village and pillage update. Next up, the town by the sea. This was the first village we visited, and as you can see it has the old village generation, and we have an ongoing project here to slowly and carefully renovate the houses, kind of keep their shapes. Oh man, this area was laggy. So I've just added some more details. This kind of yeah, what it's called on the roof. Hey party man! And some of these flower pots and so on. Also the church, I've kept the shape but replaced the cobblestone with the white concrete. But that's kind of it actually. This well is also renovated a bit. We also built this wall around the village. I had my first intentional raid here, and it helped, but the raid was much tougher than I had expected. It's mostly due to the vexes, because they can penetrate anything, and although they are small, they hit like a giant. Eventually we will move villagers or start new kind of villages with dedicated trades. Back that way we have the stonemasons, for instance. They will have a place of their own. And of course we will build the library soon. What's next? This is the village theme, and then... Bouncy Beauties. The slime farm theme. We're back in the spawn area now, and if we go up this newly built bridge road and then head off to the left, we have the slime farm. The first platform down there we spruced up last episode, but the slime farm is maybe the oldest farm in this world. It has some advanced theories behind itself. You can see it's completely open up to the sky, and it's built in the lowest sub-chunk, which I actually don't know if that matters anymore. But it's a manual farm, so you go down the ladder and attract the slimes yourself. Hey, when I built this farm I had very limited resources, so doing it this way was a fun and inexpensive way. Ooh, rain! Oh, it's a thunderstorm. I think we'll actually sleep that way, so none of our pets or buddies die. Okay, so they are all in the bottom here now. Let's just slice them away quickly and then go to sleep here. We are protected in here. Only the smallest slimes can get in here, and they are not hurting us. Okay, let's go. A little excitement. Come on! Oh, there was a big slime there as well. Oh, just disappeared. I think actually I just updated to 1.15.2. I don't know if that's making something happen here. I haven't had this much lag in a long time. I think we lost the sound effects as well. They're completely silent. Can we hear the water? Yeah, everything but the slime sound. That's strange. And then when you have done your business, that sounded like something else, we can craft these up actually to slime blocks. So we put it in the chest, and some of it goes in here automatically through the hoppers. And then we can take the bubble elevator up. And that's it. The next music theme is the branch mine theme. And we can just continue forward here. Then we come down to that area. That's actually also the theme for the mob farm. On the way down here we have a small vine farm. I tried a few different designs here, but I think I like this. It should resemble different kind of berries and fruits. And in the chest we also have started to collect the different kind of mossy stones. But if we go down here, we end up in the branch mine. We have a minecart going under here, spreading ambient light. So when you have mined a bit here, you can run back, put your loot in the chest, and it will get collected by the minecart and put in a hopper line here, going down to the item sorter. And that looks so nice when the minecart passes there. Up there, by the way, we have another pet. He's called Silveris, I think, as he is a silverfish. That is actually a good opportunity to open the Things Learned book. Silverfish can enter stone bricks blocks and transform them into monster eggs. I had trouble to putting Silveris there because he entered these kind of blocks. I knew they could go into regular stone and cobblestone. If we follow the branch mine this way, we will come into the mob farm area. The mob farm is up here. We will take a look shortly. And there is a minecart going back and forth here, collecting all the drops. We can't turn it off if we so desire. But why would we do that? Here is the behind the scenes area. Have a look when the minecart comes back here. If there is items, like it is now, it goes up the item elevator. And also these observers send a signal to the note block to give a signal that items are coming. Now it's dark here, I hope you can see something anyway. All these platforms are filled with mobs. Oh, here comes a lot of them. Oh man, what a party. Okay, we'll go to the top where there is a better view and we'll see if one of the platforms light up. Behind each platform there is a sugarcane farm. So I call this mob farm the sweet mob farm. And it works like a regular sugarcane farm. Every time one of the reeds grow 3 blocks high, the pistons break all the sugarcane on that floor. The lights turn on so you can see everything happen. Water is released and pushes all the mobs off the platform, and they fall to their death, hopefully. And if they don't die, they will die from the magma blocks. So let's wait just a moment here until it happens. There we go. Pretty nice, huh? And they fall down. Oh! pro move, guys. Was it 2 or 3 of them? Survived by jumping into the platform below. I'm impressed. We are passing over the spawn chunk border there, and the next music theme is the warm ocean theme. And I had kind of reserved that for coral area, and I use it there as well. But as you can see here, it's the version before the update aquatic. The seas are kind of dead, it's gravel in the bottom. But if we go around the corner here, suddenly we see seagrass and kelp, and we saw our first turtles, and the ocean shifted color. It was just so beautiful. So I used the theme here the first time. We call this lake the Turtle Lake, but we haven't really built anything here. I still want to do something with turtles, just for the fun of it. But here is the real warm ocean area, where we haven't built a lot either. But we have a conduit set up at least. And we tried to make a trident farm here. So there should be turtle egg inside of there. And I think I accidentally destroyed them all. But if we can see, we can lure this guy in. He goes down into the water stream and take damage, and we stand inside of there and slice. You must slice yourself or there will be no trident. So this is what it looks like inside. Again, we have a minecart, I think. Yeah, there it is. Well, it's stuck there now, but that doesn't matter until we improve this. So if this were to work correctly, the drone will see the egg, walk towards the bubbles and fall down, and we stand here waiting for them, slicing, and all the loot gets picked up by the minecart. I never got this to work very well, unfortunately. There's a nice view of a filled ravine. I think we have skeleton horses here. Somewhere. There they are. The riders survived for a bit, but they seem to be gone, all of them. But yeah, eventually I want to build more here. It's a magical place. And now the music will change to something scarier. If you look down there, this was how I first found the stronghold. It was glowing in the dark, in the water. Pretty special generation. Inside of here we have the stronghold. We can enter this way. Back here we have a viewing area. Look at the silverfish. They are pretty cute when they don't come too close. So this scary music was written for the exploration of the stronghold itself. There is no immediate danger here anymore. But if we want some excitement, we can walk around here. I think there must be some spots that still are dark. We can go up the ladder. I think this is so Nice that it generated in the water like this. We go through the portal. Oh, silverfish rarely spawn here. They fall down automatically almost every time. I'm not sure if I ever want to do something with this spawner, but I just like having them here. It would feel wrong to destroy the spawner. The end theme is the latest music I've written, but since we are here, let's jump in. And the only thing we've built here is an ender. Okay, I think this is very scary, but let's do it anyway. Oh, that was fast. This is This is based off Nembom's ender. Can I please get up there? There we go. And I didn't think it would work this well because I modified it a bit through mistake and through intended changes. The only problem is you need to slice them many times before they actually die. So the next step here is to drop them down as well. I didn't build it at the lowest point as Nembom does with his farm. So we have some room to let them fall down there, taking damage, and then we hopefully just need to slice them once before they die. Can we? Whoop! Oh, it worked. And we're back in the branch mine. Next up is the desert theme. And we'll take the donkey boat there. Fat ass. A donkey boat is very handy to have. We have it stashed with glass mostly. I see we need to fill it up a bit. Sand and bottles from the desert area. Originally this was a llama boat, but the llama died sadly to a patrol. So getting into a donkey boat is a bit special. You need to click it from underneath like this. So this is the area where I mine the sand. I'm leveling out the terrain as well. It will be the same level all around here. And I have kind of renovated a desert temple here, which have a little smelter in it. Oh, we need to park so we can get in from below. That's better. On this side we have a bamboo farm. The minecart is already going here. These observers triggers the pistons and then also lets the minecart loose. So it will stay in its place and dropping the bamboo off into the smelter and then wait until this section triggers again. And this isn't really enough. I'm thinking about doubling the length at least to make it pick up more. And look at the terrain here. I really like how this is turning out. And if we go inside, we'll see an old design by Mumbo Jumbo that I have modified. So the bamboo comes in this way and gets distributed to the furnaces evenly. You need a big extra storage. This chest is completely empty now, but it will eventually fill up. Because for every item you smelt, you need 4 bamboo. We also have the option here to lock the hoppers and benefit from the XP when we remove the smelted item. We have storage for sandstone and different items here. Sand in these chests and glass. Have we smelted up something recently? Yeah. Let's fill fed ass up a bit. So let's maybe tour some more bits and pieces that we haven't covered yet here in the spawn area. This is a cactus farm. It's nothing special, but I like the appearance of it, especially from this side. This was when smooth sandstone first came into Minecraft. I like that texture. And this is one of the areas where I've really worked on the landscape. I would like to do this everywhere, but I'm a bit impatient. Or I get overwhelmed when there is a large area that is to be covered. Maybe that's why I usually work with small areas. Here we have a small manual carrot farm, mostly for decoration. And this is the backside of the brewing house. If we go around to the other side here, this is a design I made from scratch. I haven't really seen something like this before, but I'm sure I'm not the only one that has come up with this. But it's special because it's designed by me. But you press a button, it fills up with, right now it's swiftness potions, and then these 4 brewing stands fills up with their part of the brewing. Oh yes. I think actually it's time to refill the water bottles. Half a stack is enough. And then you go up on the roof to this infinite water source block with a hopper underneath. You can just right click. It fills up and it throws the bottles down into the hopper, and it will fill the chest up here. I think we have some pets we haven't introduced yet. Over here we have Slemmis. This is actually Slemmis the third. I think the first Slemmis is on the wall there. It's a sad story. Yeah, there he is. I rebuilt this pen slightly because they were able to jump out of it somehow. So I found the first Slemmis in a boat over there, and when I tried to free him, I slayed him. So he is on the wall there. And then we had a second Slemmis as well that just disappeared. I don't know where he went. Maybe he was hit by lightning. On top of the treasures and junk house, we have another pet that is a leftover from a raid I accidentally started here. When the Village and Pillage update came out, I didn't realize all you needed to start a raid was Bad Omen, 1 villager and 1 bed. But I don't know, the first 1.14 updates were a bit glitchy and the raid suddenly ended, which was very nice. But then we had this Ravager here in the spawn area, so I decided to keep him. He's named after a friend's Dungeons and Dragons podcast, Bone Jelly, and he hits hard. I think that's all the pets in the spawn area, except for these parrots, which we will talk about soon. The next music theme is the exploration music, but we are not going on an exploration today, and this video is getting very long as well. So if you want to hear that music, I suggest you click on the card on the screen right now, or save it for later, and you can watch one of my exploration videos. You should be able to find a few of them in there. But after that we only have one music theme left, which is the jungle music, where we have a parrot farm. And the goal is to fill the spawn area with the parrots, but it has shown to be much more difficult than I thought. And with the help from some of my viewers, I've realized I need to eliminate all passive mob spawning, both in the jungle area and here in the spawn chunks area. So all the animals you see around here are either named or killed, but you can't see the killed ones, of course. And one of the biggest challenges was the chickens inside of the hatcher there, because we have 48 of them to have a recent rate of chickens hatching. So what I had to do was to slay all 48 of them and then put in 48 named chickens. So what I did was to hatch chickens manually here, one at a time, name it, open the trapdoor there and let it down, close it, hatch the next and name that one, and so on. And here we are. These grass platforms are supposed to spawn in parrots, but this is a long-term project. Here is some storage that will probably take up most of 2020, I think, because I work slowly. And as you can see, I've started to leveling out the ground to prevent passive mobs from spawning. This is sea level and we are a slab above it, so nothing can spawn on this. And I've started a bit this way, leveling out some of the islands. That's, I think, 128 blocks. So everything you see here must go. But leveling out the terrain like this isn't the only thing I will do here. I will have some farms as well that is tied to the biome. A melon farm and a cocoa bean farm, for instance. And I will try to make it look pretty eventually as well. But inside of this portal we have chickens, because that's the easiest mob to spawn in. You just hatch eggs. The theory is parrots spawn on the grass, get attracted to the chickens and fly into the portal. And then they will end up on the other side, where we can name them and bring them back to the spawn area. We'll finish up by the castle, or it's just that tower. I don't know why I'm not keep building in this area, but someday I will. I built this little part of the wall at least recently. Here is a bridge I worked on and still happy about it. And we come to the minecart elevator. This has some advantages. You can choose which floor. 1, 2, 3, and then you are at the bottom store there. You can go up 2 more and then you are at this level. If we go to this side, we have a nice view over the spawn area. Down in the courtyard we have a tree farm, and I built it with a lot of colors, and I'm not sure if I like it anymore now that I've seen it a few times. I might revert it into just stone colors. I did it because I realized you can use the glazed terracotta together with slime. The slime can still move up and down, but maybe the rest of the blocks could be stone. So the way this works is you flick these levers and then you plant your saplings in the podsol areas, and then you bone meal until it's grown, You chop the trees down yourself. It's a semi-automatic farm. You pull the platforms up again and then turn on the water. So all the saplings will go down here and be collected. And of course I have plans for how this will look. We had a good start with this tower, and hopefully I will be inspired to continue. We'll have a building here for all the tree types and all the leaves and stuff like that, I would imagine. But I hope you feel relaxed and not too overwhelmed. Thank you for being with me on this tour of the All I Never Did world. And I'll see you next time.